Hey, it's David here from 123daytrade.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. We're working on our volume tick trading course right now, currently. And you might have reached us through Funded Trader Secrets as well. Appreciate however you got to us. So, what are we doing right now? First thing I like to do every morning is obviously I have a spreadsheet to help me make my trading decisions and profits and targets and stop losses. And you need to know it all before you actually enter that trade. May 1st today. It's getting close to May the 4th be with you. That'll be Monday. May Day. Happy May Day. Alright, so we're going to clear out our volume figures. Then we're going to go back and look at those in a minute. Where are we trading? We're currently trading from pivot point to R1, so we'll keep that. And I looked over at my 10-minute chart to let me know where we're trading. Here's pivot, here's R1. We hit our extension yesterday, by the way. It hit it like last 5 minutes of trading, it looked like, yeah, yesterday. It's kind of interesting day, to say the least. That was actually right here. And it zoomed on up. Alright, so anyway, so that's neither here nor there for now. Let's get that off the screen. Alright, so what do I need? I need my daily chart. So I use active. I need to grab this. I want to make sure I have my daily chart up and then grab the volume figures. And get rid of that. We'll hold on to that for a second. Let's look at that before we go on. Yeah, it's still holding that degree angle. Now this was put on the hourly chart. Maybe I'll put it on the day chart. I can't remember yet. I think I put it on the hourly chart. Yeah, I put it on the hourly chart, and it's still basically holding that line right now. It's a steep incline. It's a Gann fan. Alright. Definitely greater than a 45-degree angle, though. You can tell that. That's almost, it's closing in on like 75-degree angle, 90-degree angle. 45 would be roughly where this red line is right there. Alright. Alright, so I need the volume figures is what I need here. So that actually shows this, and then I need to grab those. I need my spreadsheet. Need to update 9 days worth of data, ending with the 20th, so the 30th to the 20th. Copy rows. I like to right click, left click, then grab the spreadsheet and update the spreadsheet. Here we go. And we're going to look at the ADR, 5.02, still decreasing. It's still very high though. Look at 1R, it's 50 points. And 3R is 184, and 1/2 right now is 25. That's an awful lot. 12.6 is 1/4. We're going to stick with a 1/4 R right now. And we're going to go after that 3P target though. It's always a guessing game of where to put that stop. Ideally, if I was trading without without being, being able to trade multiple contracts, be able to do all the other bells and whistles I would like to do outside of the context of TopStepTrader. But it's been said that you need to be able to trade one successfully before you can move forward and further. So that's kind of the goal at TopStepTrader to start with, is just be successful with one contract. I'd like to trade two, put my Tortoise and Hare strategy together, work it. Also don't like the way that they have their weekly loss limit. There's things I like about TopStepTrader, fixed cost of business, and obviously there's things I don't like about TopStepTrader, trailing drawdown, it would move behind you and stuff like that. But you're dealing with people that it's their money, right? 1904, 2048. Right now what I'm doing is open, high, low. 1807. Not sure where I'm pulling those numbers. Alright, so right here, 1904 is the open, 2048 is current high, 1807 is the current low, and yesterday's close is 1909. Current volume over 9 days is 581,000. That's very high. Velocity 61.5 and volatility is 5.02. So there's your 3 V's. Very, very high, very high, high, very high. Contracts are high too. All of that's high. Average. Now that's average over 9 days, guys and gals. Alright. Alright, that's that. Let's pull this off screen. What we need to find now, let's move this back to an hourly chart. We know we're holding our angle or very close to it. There's our angle of a set. Really close to R1 right now. Trying to form a double top. Very close to it. One of my all-time favorite short setups trying to come up here. We'll see if volume is playing today. Alright, what are we at here? About 11 minutes to 9. Trading at $20 a barrel. Alrighty then. Kind of where I thought the market would get to at some point this week if it wanted to go up. What we need now is highest red and highest blue bar volumes. And let's see if anything is over 500 in the session. No, there's not a bar over 500. This is last night. It's the only one above. That's way, way a long time ago. So that confirms with the high, I think, that we got in the market. 2049, what's our high? It's 2048, so that is the high. And there's your volume bars with it. So let's put that down, 1143. And that came in last night. Market opens. You can see hopefully you can see the color difference. Here's last night, yesterday, and then the opening up of the next day, and then the high being printed right here, right now, going from basically the 5 o'clock mark to 9 would be 1910 would be is it 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock? Yeah, 7 o'clock. But printing that high, we'll probably get back here, I would assume. Coming into the open of the market, you would think we get close to this. Testing to see what's up there. We found 1143 last time there, and We also found a bunch of volume yesterday, right here. And we put this up here as well, 1832. Low is 1807, by the way. So it went a little lower than right here, and it's went a little higher than up here, right? So it's actually went higher than this, 1937, 1812. And here's our three volume figures. Some blow off volume coming in, some stop runnings would end up being people that were probably shorting from above 20 get knocked out here. Their protective stop loss is what I'm assuming. You would think the smart traders, smart money, being able to hold and getting, taking profits on the longs perhaps. As day traders taking profits on the longs up here. Definitely some manipulation going on yesterday though. The market bottoms here at 1256. See, and then right here on this high mark is an hour and 2 minutes later. This move here is $3 almost. It's almost a $3 move in an hour. That's incredible for the crude oil market. That's huge. All right, so 1143 at 1910, I think we saw, right? It's the only one that's been above 500. So we've got 1,000 volume bar at 1910 p.m. from yesterday. Trading. I don't believe we have anything else above 500. Nope, not a thing above 500. All right. Double check here. 184 for 3P, 13 is 1/4 R. Yes. Just double check, make sure things are working. Yes. Okay, pull this off screen. Last but not least, we need the open here. 1904, 1904. And I like to print the first page. Last but not least, how far has the market moved today? Once we get this printed, we'll look at the highs and the lows. Right now we know at 1904 the market's been up 1p from open. At 1904 it's been down 1p roughly. Did not make 1781 and has not made, it's gone up 2, down 1, excuse me, 2048. So it's been a little stronger on the up than the down right now. That's what we know about this market right now based upon the open. Alright, so let's pause here. Let's wait for the 8 o'clock mark, which is about 4 minutes away. Be back in a few. Let's talk about our plan of attack this morning. What we really need to see is a volume bar above 500. And let's go back to the 10-minute chart right here. There's your high printed. High is printed back here, 1910. So what we got going on here, so perhaps extension. We also got a retracement possibility. Common numbers are 1914, 1928 this morning right now. Alright, so we're at the 8 o'clock mark. I like to be short off the bat. That's what I normally like to do on a Friday. Go 2011. We use that as our exit point. See what we got going on in the world right now. This runs us out. We'll stand aside until we get a volume bar. This is our 8 o'clock AM trade to take the short side trade. Tendency of the market to sell off on a Friday. Just the bias that I run with. So we need to measure the high though. The high right now is, what is it, 2048 I believe. And then find our 3P target from there. So 3P from 2048 is 1863, so that's what we're adjusting for. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the break even here. You have no volume kicking in, but we want to hopefully that this will hold. Best trades are usually right off the bat. If it's got any strength at all, it'll go down to start with. This might be as low as it gets to $20 a barrel, and up we go for a while too. So we'll stand aside if run out and wait for a volume figure to kick in. And we may or may not see that. Get below, maybe if we can get below here, we'll stand a chance. Need to get below 1996, it looks like, at least. Honestly, we need to get below 1980. All right, let's go ahead and lock in 3. Let's lock in 4. Might be our only trade of the day. We get lucky. We'll hold 4 for now. All right, so 1P is 1986 from 2048. That was a 1P move from 2048. Let's go ahead and lock in our 5. Go ahead and lock in 7, 8. Well, we really don't see the market get back to $20 a barrel right now. If there's any move to this at all, any strength to short, we shouldn't see 20. All right, 1863 is a 3P down move. Our next down move, if we can get it, is 1925. And then obviously we have our target here at 1863. Sometimes they run the lows to go run the high, the swing low. So this is a swing low on the charts right now. It went down here, run through that, and then they'll go run the high at 2048. And we'll trade the difference later on, perhaps. Maybe we'll get lucky and the market will continue to move down. A lot of times that first trade's my best one of the day. Seeing if 20 can hold, right? See if they can push it down underneath now. So what do we need to see? I need to see a lot of volume at the highs if we get knocked out. Otherwise, just stand aside. Which way did the markets, which way did the pros want to take it today? Got the market to $20 a barrel. A lot of it was done prior to that last hour of trading. There was some people that got burnt yesterday, so I'm just curious if they'll come to play today. That would be the short side traders to drive it down for a little bit, or the people that have a bias to the short today. All right, so let's pause. We get it knocked out, or we go to 1925. I'll be back. All right, we got it run out there. Market didn't want to participate early on the short side. Most likely 2048. And I see some high volume, I'll be back. Otherwise, I'm standing aside. So the dilemma that I get into a lot of times, to be honest, is where to place that stop. And how far should you go, let the market run before you get to break even? So if we're just looking at GAN, then there's a trend line here. You have a longer trend line through here. It's like right about here, going like that. And you have a trend line through here. Going like this. And we know we have that high at 2048, and we know we have no volume at all, spike volume I should say, to help us with any trade decisions. What I took was the break of this line right here. So let me get my screen draw tool out. So what I took was this break, hoping that at the 8 o'clock mark at the open, that the short side traders would come to play and drive it down and make it an easy short. Now, what you saw was the program traders come in here, right? All your algo traders. All your program traders. They bought the low. Bought that swing low right there, right? Let it go a little bit under, then bought this low, and then driving it this way back into this ugly range right in here. What's our advantage? Our advantage is being out of the market in unknown areas. So our advantage at the morning, let me get this back here. Let me get my screen draw tool. Our advantage in the morning was this right here, playing this to bust through with our bias. So our edge, I guess, in another way of putting it. So our edge Friday morning is the market to sell before going up. With that being said, if you're in an unknown situation, like right now we're in the unknown, and the low wasn't run, there's a tendency on a Friday to run the highs or the lows, doesn't really matter. So right now we're in that unknown, so we know the 2048 is the high, right? So there's a tendency to run the high, and if the range is able to go down and run the low after it runs the highs. This is all Friday tendencies. Now, with that being said, it's the first time we've been up to 20 since we had the negative 37 on the May contract. Yeah, you've read that correct. Minus 37. I believe the low of the June contract is, actually let's find out what the low of the June contract is. So May 19th was the last, May 21st was the last, April 21st was the last trading day, May. This was the last trading day, and also coincides with the low, but this is the last trading day of May, and this low here brought it down to $6.50. This was at $6.50 in June, right here, when the May contract was trading at negative 37. How far could we go up? Well, they always talk about 50% retracement, right? One of the biggest numbers out there. 50% retracement would bring the market all the way back up here to right under, what's that, 20, excuse me, no, that's 30, 36. about $36 a barrel could be the possible retracement level. Ideally, right now, they'd try to get it to here, which would be roughly $29 a barrel. That's what you're looking at retracement-wise on Fibonacci's. Now we'll leave that on there. And this line right here cannot hold. This ascension line cannot hold forever. It will retrace off of it, most likely coming back to this line, this scan line, or this scan line, or perhaps even back to this scan line. So the retracement will happen, and then you'll make another move, most likely like that. But we'll have, what am I saying? We'll have a retracement coming back maybe to this line, maybe to this line, and then this maybe? Or does it continue to do this for a while? Just don't know. But what I'm going to tell you is trend lines are made to be broken. Of course, now we're trading back at 1984 figures. Frickin' markets just can't cooperate. Such is life, man. No volume on these moves. Get rid of that line. No spike volume on any of these moves. Where did that go to? That went to, so if I was willing to risk right there, 2020, I could have stayed in the trade. So it would be 9 ticks over 2011. Entry point. You know, hindsight's always going to be a winner. And obviously, the lower highs held, right? We can see that now. Trading, like I said, is the easiest, hardest money you'll ever make. We're up plus 10, which is okay on a low volatility day. But on a high volatility day, you really want that to be 10 times, 10x, right? The kind of volatility what we have right now, 100 ticks is a dollar move is pretty, it'll happen within the trading session. There'll be a dollar move at some point in the session. With this high volatility, you just figure that the market's going to move a buck one way or the other. Now, has it moved a buck from 2048? Not yet. That'd bring it down to 1948. No volume though. What's got me going more than anything is our volume hasn't come to play today. 3 hits on this level. 3 points of contact this way. Ideally, what we want to see is a move back to here and it being able to hold. If it goes up right now, we have our GAN signal going 4th time through. Accumulating, accumulating, accumulating. And if it goes up here and stops, then we have our breakthrough on this line, right? That's what the market could do at this point. So what we want to do right now, if it comes back down, we want to be a seller underneath this. For now, let's go ahead and put in 1979. And we'll keep a really tight stop on this trade. This is the 4th time through right now. All right, so 1863 is a 3P target. That's what we need to adjust for. We'll go against that low, maybe. Let's go 10 ticks off the low at 1817. But recognize that 1863 is a 3P down target. $18.02 is 4. Plan our trade, trade our plan, right? Let's go ahead and lock in 3. Let's go ahead and lock in 5. If there's any strength of this short side move, we could see the lows very quickly. Let's go ahead and make sure we have a winning day today. Lock in 10. You know what, let's lock in 8 at 71. So we're looking for next down target, once again, is 1925. That's a 2p down move right there. And then 1863. All right, so again, you know what? Let's go 18. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to go for. Right there, 1838, the GAN signal. So we're going to go to 1839 will be our target. Looking at that 137.5 degree angle today. We're actually 1971 is 137 degree angle on the up. Get out of there. Went 270 degree angle up right now. Looking for it to retrace back down to 1838. Damn program traders, man. Algorithmic traders buying the frickin' lows. If we can run them out, what we should see right now is if we can get back underneath here, should see some high volume spikes and then the market really start coming down hard. Because if we can knock these program traders out here, all right, let's go ahead and lock in our 10 now. Using this volume bar, this tick bar. See if we can run out some. We should start seeing some spikes in volume if we can get underneath right here. We should see some capitulation of program traders. Need to come a little lower. All right, let's go ahead and lock in 11, my favorite number. Here's 1925, right? Here's 2p target hit and run through. 50 ticks on the table right now. So here's our last holding line right there. Let's go to 57. So that'll give us right here is a holding line. We're going 10 ticks over that. 3p target once again is 1863. 1863 will be moving roughly to the 2p line. Let's move to 33. No, excuse me, 43. 39. 41 maybe. So I haven't seen any spike. So they bought it here again. Frickin' program traders. If I had a runner right now, it'd be up here. I'm trying to catch that 200 bar. I'd definitely be watching this 200 volume bar. 200, excuse me, SMA bar. Let's go to 39. If it's going to run, it's going to run. Otherwise, we want to get out. This will be the last trade of my session. You'll watch me do this after this is done. Save my charts and get the hell out of Dodge. Right there sitting at plus 600. 1929. 1928. So what are we looking for? Looking for that GAN number. 10 ticks off of 37. 38 is 48, so that looks good. Let's go 48. 10 ticks from our GAN number. Got 1861 right now. It looks like it's going to run us out. Hopefully we can push it down here. Come on, baby. Come on. Run it. Run it lower. Push them down. honestly haven't really found a lot of volume. That's the volume figure that they did find when it closed under here. That's actually, believe it or not, the highest read at 514. $514 coming in at 833. Still the difference of 629 favoring the short. Did not run down here, so probably going to come up for a while. Lowest low. Yeah, we'd be break even on everything right now. I mean, that means the Tortoise side of the trade. I wouldn't want to take a loss on the other side of the trade either. Plus 500 overall. That's kind of what I was looking at. Plus 50 tick day is always a winner in my book on any given day. We had 2 trades for plus 50. All right, honestly, that's going to do it for me. At least for this video itself, this is going to do it. What do I believe will happen right now? Well, I believe that if the short side's going to win the day, that's got to hold. Even if it can stay within or up to here. It can go up as high as this line right here. If it gets over that, then the long side is going to come in. You just don't know. That's a long period right there to be looking at. Honestly, I just don't know. I'm not in the game of prediction. At least I try not to be. I'd like to see. What I like to see is not have been run out, and we would have went to 1863 at least, a 3p down move, going for the lows. I still think that's a possibility. The only way I would have been able to hold on to this trade would be the Tortoise side of the trade, watching that 200 bar SMA come across. And if it went up to it, I'd probably get out of this trade. I'd probably lock in at least 5 ticks right now on the trailer. So that's about the only way I know how to stay in a trade, is trying to stay on it with your runner. So the Tortoise side of the trade goes after the bigger targets. And your rabbit side of the trade so what I trade on my short strategy is my rabbit. And that's how I get through and get defunded, by the way. Just using the rabbit side and being smart in my entries. It's going to do it for now. Come back and let you know how the Tortoise side of the trade finishes off. if I'd have been able to trade that second series of contracts. By the way, if I was trading 3, I would have taken out 2 here and trail 1. So basically what I'm saying is 67% of my trades entry points would come out here, and 1/3 to 1/4 would be on that part of the trade. That's how important it is to knock out that rabbit and take profit. This will keep you in business. The rabbit side of my trade is not really doable in the funded account on the 30K, which I demonstrate, unless the volatility is very low. But that means volatility needs to be most likely less than 2 to 1.5 to even start thinking about considering it. So ADR, excuse me, average daily range. And right now we're at 5 plus. What do I mean? We're sitting at 5.02 right now on volatility, which is a measurement of R, which is also a measurement of P. The only way that I know how to go after that part of the trade is the runner. At this point in time, when it moved up, they could have easily ran it here if they wanted to. They could have run it here and made all that work useless. So I try not to worry about things that are out of my control. And right now, what I know is out of my control at TopStepTrader is being able to trade that second contract in 30K. It's out of my control. I can't control that. What I can control is how I exit my trades on my rabbit. So I concentrate on that, get my 2K, move through step 1, get my 2K, move to step 2, get my 5K, take that, go back here, rinse, repeat, and then go into funded. So this money right here can turn into cash. And then you can use that money to go back here and go back in again. And then the next time you have 5,000, then you can turn that to a funded account. That's my plan right now. I'm sticking to it. 1907, 1910, 1911. So how high did that go? Went to 51. Some days I get lucky and be able to hold on. There's my exit right there. Can't worry about things that you just don't have control over. It's hard, but I really don't have control over how far this market's going to retrace off of a low, because you just don't know how powerful these frickers, the program traders and your algo traders, because there's a program coming in here to buy the lows. And how strong is that going to be? You just don't know. So the only thing you can do, honestly, is take as much profit, especially when you got a winning day. In my mind, is anything over plus 50 or close to it, especially on a day like today where the markets are just, I don't know, you just know where your targets are too. You know what you're going after. I know that I'm looking at 1863. That's where I'll be looking at that rabbit. What I wanted it to do is go straight down to 1863 before retracing, especially once it ran the 2P mark. Once it ran 2P, I wanted to do something like that. But it can't cry on the day you pull out 50 ticks, right? Damn it, is that going down? Still no volume on the buy side here to stop the downside move, in my humble opinion. You got yesterday's settlement at 1884. All right, we'll be back at the end of this to see what the trade is going to finish up at today on our trailer. All right, so lowest low. We're trailing the stop 10 ticks over this right here is what I'd be doing now. And look at the lowest low here. I'd put it at 1963. So it would be the tortoise side of the trade. So I already knocked the rabbit out over here and got the plus 40. Now the tortoise side is going to pull out a little bit. If this wants to trend, I still got an opportunity to catch this. Be back. All right, so this is actually physically made a low by 1 tick more. We're going to measure this low, which should be 1941. We're going to move our stop to 51. So it might roll over and turn over here. This is how I'd play it. This is the tortoise, the turtle side of the trade, once again. All right, so this low here brings it up to here. Plus 10 is 1942, 1941. Let's double check this.
I've got a question. As Russell and Stephen say in the videos, that we need to create a video that will stand at the top of the funnel.
41.
But creating a video to put that right here.
Okay, 1938 now.
Sorry, jumped there.
All right, off of this low right here, 1934. All right, so here's the first time we penetrate the 200 bar line. If it comes back down, we're going to be about 5 ticks from wherever this high is going to be, but we're going to hold on to the 34 for now. You have to have an exit plan. Even on a turtle trade, you still need to have an exit plan on it. That doesn't count. It needs to close underneath this 200 bar. You think, well, I could have had 1868 and I'm only going to get 1935. But remember what we're after here. 1868 was 1863 is 10p or is 3p. Now we got within 10 ticks of that number. Hit 1868 from 1863. if I still was have been in my first trade, or if I wanted to, I could have come out at 1878. I wouldn't want to do there. I'd probably, with this high volatility, I would probably be a little over here. You know, it's just it's hard. It's so difficult right now. You know, the market swings. This swing right here is an incredible swing from 68 to 29. I mean, that's another 50 tick move, right? That's a 50 tick swing within a couple minutes. That's $500 basically. 5 minutes. All right, now we closed under. This was our high, 1929. Up 5 is 34 actually. We come back down here. You know, we have our 3P target, 1863. Getting that close to 3P today, I'm probably tightening up my stop on this move right here. But if we're just following the plan, so this is a 3P move, and then we have our GAN signal, and we have our GAN signal at 38. So here's where I'd be exiting this trade. Somewhere between here, 3P to right there, 38. That's close enough. If by chance I would have been able to keep my rabbit on, then I would have come out of this trade around that 3P mark. Probably right around this gold line, which is the 50 bar. Now, if getting so close to this level within 5 ticks, maybe you're looking at 5 ticks above this gold line to get out. But ideally, what I'm showing right now is just the turtle side of the trade. Try to take the decision away. But once you get close to that 3P target, you want to tighten your stop up a lot of times, especially on a Friday. If we would have hit 63, normally I'd say you want to bracket 10 ticks. With this high volatility, you really want to bracket 20 ticks. So getting this close, 68, that would put it up at 88. So that could have been an exit point, being so close. You wouldn't have wanted to move here. This would have been not enough to move. But moving here, that would have been enough to move. So our exit point would be somewhere between right here on the gold line probably, once it got so close with the high volatility that we're in, or up here. So you're risking, you know, that's a almost was that about a 40 tick difference right there. It's $400 moving within a couple seconds. All right, get run out. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right, so that would have run you out. So your exit point would have been somewhere between 1934, 1888, 1895. So 1895 on the gold line. This would have been my turtle exit right there. You hit it right on top of the number.
If you want to rest assured that you've been
lowest low. Just double check this.
So it's not disjointed. It's natural progression, but I don't think a phone or application.
So it would have been 33.34.
Some advice on that.
So 33 would have sent me out of this trade. So my exit point on the turtle would have been somewhere between 1895 and 1933, depending upon my risk tolerance on the day. Once I got that close to 3P, I'd be tightening the stop more times than not. That's going to do it for me. This is Dave Night Out. See you on the next video put together. Bye for now.